broken, what is it called? Broken yolk. I got broken yolk, and now we got another one. Oh, hey everybody, it's 6:50 a.m. We're on our way to Eggworks. We're going to be getting $8 for 4.5 miles. Let's get on over there and pick it up. Man, I had a busy morning. I had to replace the filters in my reverse osmosis system this morning, and the valve broke. The valve that turns off the water that flows to the reverse osmosis system. It's made out of cheap plastic, and then I turned it too hard, I guess, and it snapped. And it didn't leak or anything, but it left the valve permanently open. So I had to turn the water off in the garage so that there would be no water coming into the house at all. And then I had to drain the faucet, the kitchen faucet, so that way there was absolutely no water in it. And even still, when I finally got open the canisters that hold the filters, water gushed out, and I had a bunch of towels on the floor, and it was like, oh God, it must have been about 4 a.m. when I was doing it, because I'm an early bird, and I was just like, holy smokes, what a mess. And I was thinking about how much strength it takes just to open up the canisters to get to the filters. I mean, it is a major task. And I even have these pipe wrenches that I got so that it can be more easy to open them. And without those pipe wrenches, I could not open those canisters at all to get to those filters. So there I am, just straining and just sweating and just trying to get those canisters open. And I finally got them open. Water gushed all over the floor. I swapped out the canisters with the new filters, reassembled it all back together, and then then there's all these other steps just to get the thing up and running again. I was doing it for a little over an hour, and that early in the morning, that is hard work. I was like, this is hard. And I can't even imagine when I'm like a true senior citizen, like when I'm in my like 60s, how am I gonna do this? So I think what'll happen is that I'll have to contact the actual place that we would lease the reverse osmosis system from, and they would go ahead and maintain it for us for a monthly fee or whatever, because that's really the only way I could do it, is to have somebody else do it. Because when you're older, you don't your arms aren't as strong, your back isn't as strong, so that's something I'm gonna have to pay for in the future, unfortunately. We got everything. We almost forgot to get the drink. That was a close one. Luckily, the ladies that work there, they came chasing after me and said, "Sir, you forgot the drink." I'm like, whoops. I'm so used to nobody ordering drinks from Eggworks. It's very rare that people order a drink. It's usually just the food. So anyway, I got the drink and we're good, and now we're rolling. So we're going to be going 3.2 miles away. It's 8 minutes away. It's a house and it's a leave at the door. I hope today is better than yesterday. Yesterday was so stressful. There were so many things that went wrong, and especially early in the morning, when the day just first starts, you wanted everything to be smooth so that you can like work yourself into the day. You're kind of sleepy when you first start the day, and you're just kind of just doing the routine. And when you get unexpected surprises first thing in the morning, it really like raises your blood pressure and just really sets the day off to a really bad start. So far everything's been fine. This is the first one. There hasn't been any problems, and traffic is much lighter on a Sunday than it is on a Saturday. So we're just rolling along. Gosh, there's some coyotes up ahead. They're crossing the street. There's 2 of them. When I first moved here, I thought people had stray dogs. I was like, oh no, why are there so many stray dogs in this neighborhood? And no, those are coyotes. Oh my gosh. I would turn the camera so you could see them, but by the time I turn it, they'd be gone, and they're already gone. So crazy that we still have coyotes. I don't know how long that's going to last with all the development that's going on. Who knows? So I did some postings on TikTok and Instagram and that's going okay. So I'm just taking clips from, existing videos that I've done on YouTube, just finding interesting highlight parts and doing these short 30-minute clips on those social media sites, and that's working out fine. And then, every so often, I'll go onto another person's live on TikTok, and I'll throw in my 2 cents to whatever they're talking about. And so I think last night there was a guy on TikTok that I was commenting as he was doing a live, and this morning I saw that he was following me. I thought, oh, that's nice. I'm like, that was kind of what my hope was, is that I could somehow, build a following by using the social media sites to help just to build my so-called brand, or whatever you want to call it, to build my channel, so that people will actually know me by Vegas Ride Along and know what I do, and and be entertained by it, and hopefully it will build awareness and interest in the channel. Oh, my live stream is tonight. I don't know if I'm nervous or not nervous. I'm trying to figure out where to position myself in the house to do it. So I'm just still trying to figure that out. I think I've kind of committed to the fact that I'm just going to let whatever happens, because a lot of people that I watch that do lives, that's how they are. They just they may just write a few things on a sticky note, but I think for the most part they just hang out. So I think that's what I'm planning on doing, just seeing how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, then I will make it more structured on the next one. So yeah, that's going to be tonight at 6 p.m. But when you watch this video, it's all in the past. So you can look in the archives, or I'm creating a live playlist. So on my channel, you'll be able to find my first one that celebrates 1,000 subscribers, and you can check it out and see how I did. All right, we're here in the neighborhood. They have lots of speed bumps in this neighborhood, which I sure as heck wouldn't want to deal with this, but I guess you do what you got to do. And these are very strange homes, because they're detached homes, but I think there's like 3, maybe 4 houses that all share a driveway. And so you really have the parking is, I'm sure, is horrific here when people come to visit. And so it's very tight quarters, or tight spaces, when it comes to living in this neighborhood. I mean, they have some little parking spots over here on the right, but it's not very pretty, because it's so dense. It's so dense, and how close the houses are together, and there's very little room for landscaping. There's like almost no backyard outdoor space for people to do stuff. All right, it's gonna coming up here, make a right. Okay, make sure I get the address right. Another speed bump. Ba-dum. Oh God. Okay, we're coming up here on the left. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be a house right at the corner, or if it's gonna be inside. Looks like it's inside. Oh, here, it's on the corner. I see it. All right. Their number on their house is worn off. All right. Let's drop this off. That was a standard delivery, nothing too amazing about that one. I had to double check on the address to make sure I was dropping off at the right place, because their number was sort of damaged. You can kind of make out what the address number was, but it was not parts of each number was kind of like, torn or whatever. So you couldn't see 100% the number. But then once I looked at other houses' numbers, and then I looked at the app to confirm it was the right house. So I just set it at the door and took a picture, and that was that. All right, we got our next delivery. It's Starbucks, and it's going to be for $5.50 for 2.8 miles. Let's head on over to Starbucks. At the Starbucks. Looks like it's going to be a house 4 minutes from here, 1.6 miles. Leave at my door, and they provided a gate code. Let's get going. College, I always loved philosophy, so I find myself, now that I have these videos that I make, I find myself actually, my mind moves towards whatever interests me. So right now, my mind is moving towards, the interest in philosophy. So I'm like, okay, well, but it's hard to communicate it. It's hard to talk about philosophical ways of thinking without sounding like you're just talking about random baloney. Let's get into the community. We made it through the gate. Now we just got to drop it off. It's going to be coming up here on the right. Yep, it's just a leave at the door. It's going to be pretty standard. Make sure I know the address number. These houses are nice. They're right by the high school. Is it this one? All these trees, it's hard to see. Oh, it's this one. It's this one. Leave at my door. We got our next one. It's a DoorDash, and we're going to be going to Vons. We're going to shop for 6 items, $10.75 for 4.7 miles. Let's get on over there. I finally got my first advertising revenue money. Now that I am a YouTube partner person, I got money. It's not a lot of money. I think it's like I got like $7. But I think it's because I've only been in the program. I think I've only been in the program for like 2 days and maybe a couple of hours, because I reached 1,000 subscribers. I think I was like on a Thursday night, and there's like a delay in when they report how much you made. Like there's a couple of days delay. So I think I've only made that extra $7 from the Thursday night, from the first 2 hours or whatever of that day, because the day was going to end. I mean, I don't know. I won't really know until more time passes if it's significant money or not. I mean, all the things I read about on Google shows like if you do it consistently, it's like a full-time job. It's comparable to a full-time job. So I'm doing it full time. I mean, I'm doing DoorDash at the set, all these hours, and I'm sort of like, I have a dual job. It's like I'm driving, delivering stuff, making money doing this, while at the same time I'm recording, making videos, doing the YouTube. So, and the stories always drive themselves, because whatever happens during the day is what makes the video interesting. So that really covers my bases as far as, the hours to put in to make the content. And then it's really just the 2 hours I usually have to spend once I get home, with the graphics and the editing and the uploading. And so I think it's all going to work out really good. I just have to figure out, if I'm really happy with how everything looks, and making sure it's not boring and people are actually, it's interesting to people with what they're watching. So I rewatch my videos all the time and just try to like look at it from a viewer's perspective and be like, is this boring? Is this interesting? Like, what am I offering people in these videos that is engaging, that makes people like, oh, I want to watch this, I want to see what's going to happen. So, and I think I have 2 types of audiences. I think I have people that actually do this job, and then I have people that are just curious about the job, and they just want to see what it's like. So I think I'm doing that right balance, I think, between the 2 different things. And then I try to mix it up. I'm trying to talk about also a bunch of other stuff, like financial stuff, and talk about budgeting and taxes, and just all those other things that also could make it, can also mix it up to make it kind of, not just the same, not just me getting stuff and dropping it off. When you guys give suggestions, because then it gives me something to think about, because you know, you guys are the true viewers who are watching the show. So you guys, if you think of stuff, just put it in the comments, and then I'll be like, oh, maybe I can try that out and see how I like doing it, you know, as an idea to put in the video. Because I never, you know, I know what I think you guys would like to see as I'm doing these videos. But like, there was a person the other time that wanted to know about the scanning the barcodes of the product. So I put that in yesterday's video, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You know, it was an interesting segment to see, you know, the point of view of me scanning the items in the store. So I threw that in there, and I never would have thought to do that unless somebody had suggested it. So yeah, so just let me know if you guys have any other things, other types of suggestions, and I can roll them around in my brain. All right, while we're coming up upon Vons, it's time to arrive at the store and look at what we're shopping for. We're going to be getting some La Croix sparkling water, some ginger ale, some coconut water. We're also going to be getting some flaming hot Cheetos, it looks like, more different kinds of chips, and then some eggs. And that's about all. Let's go on and get it. All right, so you can see I am going to be shopping for right now. I'm looking for the flaming hot Cheetos. So let's tap on that, and then it says party size flaming hot Cheetos. Let's see, I think it is, oh gosh, they have so many different kinds of flaming hot Cheetos. Who knew? Wow, holy smokes, I gotta find them first. All right, I think I found them. They changed the packaging and the look of them. So I'm gonna press scan from barcode, and then I'm gonna click, you see, these are the flaming hot Cheetos. They changed the packaging. And then I'm going to scan it. Boom. That's it. Let's scan. That's it. Moving on to the next one. Shopping went just fine. They just didn't have the 4-pack of coconut water that the customer wanted. So they got a substitute. They got these larger versions of the coconut water. But that was it. So we're going to be going 2 minutes away, 0.7 miles. It's a leave at the door and it's a house. So let's go. Nothing that interesting happened inside of the Vons. There was a lady in there telling another, there was like a customer, she was a lady, and she was talking to an employee that was managing the checkouts, and she was telling her about, you know, just like all kinds of stuff about her life and taking care of her kids and raising the kids and the challenges. And another lady was telling her point of view of being a mother, and they were going on for a while while I was scanning everything. And the lady at the end says, well, thank you for taking the time to listen to my boring life. And the lady says, oh, I totally understand. I'm a mom too. So they both felt like they had the same thing in common, that their whole world revolved around the kids. So I thought that was funny. Okay, we're here in the neighborhood. This is where we get to look at the houses and decide whether or not they're nice or not. These are average to above average. They're good. This is not a bad neighborhood, and it's obviously close to Vons. It's close to the shopping, so you can't beat that. I think it's going to be on the left. I think the house coming up, let's see, make sure I get the right address number. Make sure I don't say it out loud so I don't give away people's address numbers. We're almost there. It's going to definitely be on the left. So let's see here. I think it's this house coming up. Yeah, I just got to turn around here, and then we'll drop it off.
They added the following instructions. Leave at my door.
This is it, all right. Okay. Do the drill. the drop-off went fine, except I was having trouble getting a cell phone signal to get to the menu where I could take the picture. So that was a bit of a pain, so it was causing some delay. But what can you do? I just kept trying to get service, so turned on the Wi-Fi and kind of positioned the phone myself in different angles, and finally it went through. Been going for an hour now. It's 7:49 a.m. So you can take a look at the total above, and it looks like we're doing good. So we're making over $20 an hour. Looks like we're making about $24 an hour and change. So we're doing good. Something's coming in. $3.98, 7.9 miles. No. Yeah, so we're doing good. But it's Sunday. Usually we do good on Sundays because I think most people that do this job, they want Sundays off to spend time with their kids and all their loved ones. So they just don't work on Sundays. And so that means more opportunities for people like me who do it 7 days a week. Why do I do this 7 days a week? I don't know. I'm trying to think about why I do 7 days a week. I think I do it 7 days a week because it's not boring to me to do this kind of work. And I like driving in the car. And what else do I do? I guess I do it because I know that I'm going to have a more clean average hourly earnings if I do it every day. And it makes it less stressful. I think if you do it 5 days a week, you have more stress about meeting a certain goal, and if there's just one of those days out of those 5 days is slow, you can't really do anything about it, because now you're probably telling yourself, I got to work on the weekend because I worked Monday through Friday and I had one of those days was a terrible day, and now you're grumbling on the weekend and all mad because you have to get out there and make up that money. Whereas for me, since I do it every day is just the same. It's just like busy, not busy, and and then I can always keep that same level of laissez-faire about it. It's kind of like, well, whatever happens. But if I only did it 5 days a week, I think I would have to be more aggressive about it and be more serious to reach my goal. Not that I know if I even have a real serious goal. It's like, do I? I think I do. I mean, I'd like to be able to get, my average, keep my average of making about $20 an hour, and then, average out to about $100 a day, which I can't do right now. So now I'm settling now. I'm going into like $80. I'm like, well, $75, $80 a day is fine since I'm doing YouTube. $6.21, 7.1 miles. No. Yeah, I think now I'm starting to realize that I'm pretty much going to have to be in the $75, $80 range every day, and that'll be just fine. So $3.35, 11.8 miles. No. And I think that's the best way to do it for my particular situation, because it's not that serious. I'm not going to be thrown to the wolves if I don't make a certain amount of money. It's all just for the future. It's just like when I'm in full retirement, then I can enjoy all my hard labors and be like, oh, I'm gonna go on a cruise or something. I'm going to cruise, or I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll need it for my medical deductibles in old age. Who knows? Who knows what the future has? Maybe I'm gonna have dementia. I'll need it for nursing home care. I don't know. I think because I grew up poor, my mind is always telling me just sock money away. Like, if you get money, just sock it away, because you don't know when there's gonna be a money drought. And I think because I come from that background of feast and famine, is that you really never spend. I'm not a spender. I'm always just a saver. I think that's what is what comes from from my upbringing, is that we were so dead ass broke. We were always, anytime we had money, we tried to sock it away because we knew it could be a time where we wouldn't have money. The same thing with food. We would always sock away food. Like, we would freeze everything and try to ration everything out so that way it would last through the entire month. And we didn't eat that much produce. We never ate hardly any fruits or vegetables because those would spoil. So it was always meat and, bologna and hot dogs. Everything would be stacked up and frozen in the freezer until you needed it. Bacon, everything bad. All kinds of bad meats, and then just you'd freeze your bread, and you'd buy everything in cans. All the kinds of canned goods, and you buy anything you could that could stock up and last and not expire, and then you could ration it. You could have small portions throughout the month to get through until the next time you knew you could spend money again. And I think when you grow up like that, it's very hard to change. Even if you were to be a millionaire, I think it would be really difficult to change your way of thinking, because it's just the way that you are. I think of the same thing of people that are wealthy. I'm sure they would have a hard time adjusting if they always grew up buying everything that was designer label, and they were used to always, spending. Like spending was just like breathing to them. They would always spend when they go out because that's how they were raised, and that's what they use to make themselves feel good. So I'm the opposite. What makes me feel good is not spending. All right, we've got an order for Baguette Cafe for $9.94 for only 3.3 miles. And if that wasn't good enough, on top of that, we got an add-on for an additional $6.68 for an additional 1.2 miles to pick up something from Roberto's Taco Shop. So let's head on over there first to Baguette Cafe and pick it up. All right, we've got both orders, both the Baguette Cafe and Roberto, since they're right next door to each other. So that worked out really good. I almost grabbed somebody else's food. It was just sitting there on the table or the counter at Roberto's, and normally when I pull in, I just grab whatever's on the counter and it's usually right, but this time it was not right. So I had to immediately turn around and bring it back in, and they're like confused. And I'm like, oh, I grabbed the wrong order, and I told them the name, and they're like, oh, okay. And then they gave me the right order after I waited for a while. I guess it wasn't ready yet, I guess. And so, and there were so many people in there. I guess everybody today is craving Mexican food. So it was much busier in there than normal, especially since it's 8:45 in the morning. So anyway, we're 6 minutes away, 2.7 miles, leave at the door, leave on small table behind pillar, and ring the doorbell. And that's it. All right, let's go. In the middle of downloading video files from my phone when the request for these offers came in, and so I couldn't turn them down. I was like, oh, I gotta accept them. And the computer still said it had like 4 minutes remaining to download the video files. I was like, oh boy. So I just hung out and let them download, because what could I do? I need my phone to record my videos, but I was in the middle of downloading and I didn't want to interrupt it. That could really mess things up. So I just waited, and luckily with UberEats, they're not so strict like DoorDash. DoorDash has like all these metrics that track everything, and so I think it's more stressful when it comes to DoorDash, when it comes to fulfilling all their requirements to make sure that you meet certain metrics, like on time, earlier on time, and completion, and all that other stuff. But I mean, they're very similar. But I just noticed that with Uber, I think they're just a little bit more friendlier to the worker bee than DoorDash is in terms of that. Now, when it comes to like the money, like to get compensation if the order isn't there, and also for the tip, DoorDash is the way to go, because they're really good about that. When it comes to that tip, if they say you're gonna get that tip, you get it. And Uber, no, you're not. There's a chance that they could change their mind and change it. And then, of course, the other perk is if the order's not there at all and they sent you to that restaurant by mistake, they'll give you half the money no matter what the amount is. Even if it's like $100, they'll give you $50 because it's half of 100, and they'll give that to you for just your trouble of going down there and it being a mistake. So I don't know. I guess if you weigh all that together, I would say DoorDash is the better app than Uber Eats. All right, we're here in the neighborhood. This is Silverado Ranch area. The houses here are not as stellar. They're a little older. But you're very close to a lot of shopping here, which is good. And the houses are more, of course, affordable. You get more square footage for your money. But as you can see, it's a little bit more weathered than most. Yep, that's what I would say. I would say it's a little bit more weathered, and people don't pay attention when they're driving. If you live in this neighborhood, oh dear. Oh dear, people are too much. All right, well, we're here and we passed the residence a little bit, but not to worry. It's all good. Let's get over there. All right, well, that delivery went just fine, no problems at all. The customer actually opened the door and thanked me for delivering it. So I didn't take a picture. I just said handed to customer, since they were there and they could confirm that the order was delivered. So next up is 3 minutes away, 1.1 miles. It's a meet at the door. It's an apartment and it has a pin. So this one is not going to be as pleasant, of course, for obvious reasons. But let's get down there and get it done. Well, the customer didn't provide a gate code, so it is Sunday morning. It's 8:55 a.m. and more than likely the $3.01, 3.2 miles. No, more than likely the gate's going to be closed because it's Sunday and it's still the morning. Although there's a lot more cars out, so maybe we'll be able to follow somebody in. Well, we'll find out in a few seconds here. $8.09 to shop for 11 items, and they're heavy, 4.9 miles. No. The dollars to miles was good, but I didn't like that heavy, and the low dollar amount was pretty ridiculous too. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. Something else is coming. That's the same one. They were trying to push that thing hard. Nobody wants it. That's the second time they sent it. It's like, sorry. They better pay some more money if you got that heavy icon going on. And only $8? It's like, and 11 items? No, oh, the gate's open. We're good. We're going in. All right, let's see. $3.64, 2.6 miles. No. This app, I tell you, whatever they did to it is not as good as it used to be. All right, we're looking for a certain building number. Let's see if we can find, they dropped a pin. So first we have to follow their pin because maybe their pin is right, although most of the time it's not. But we have to trust that the customer knew what they were doing, unless we had been here before and we knew for sure what the building numbers are. But something tells me they're wrong because the building numbers are low where we're at right now. And the building number they put in is high. So that tells me the number is most likely going to be wrong. So we're coming up on it. Oh, let's see what it says. Oh, they're wrong. They are wrong. They are wrong. Oh, people, why do you do this? Why do you put in the wrong pin? Don't even bother dropping a pin. If you don't know how to read a map to position yourself on the map, don't do it because it just wastes the driver's time. Building, it was off of the main street where I'm driving around. $3.04, 2.7 miles. No, so it was behind another building, and so there was no parking directly in front of that particular building number. So that created probably the reason why. $6.03 for 13 miles. No. That's what probably created the issue of why he needed to have somebody, needed someone to use a pin because he's probably had many times where people couldn't find his apartment, especially at night. Good luck. I'd never find that place at night. And so that caused the person probably to say, you know what, I need to have a PIN, because other drivers were probably just dumping it off at the wrong apartment because they couldn't find it. $5.53, 6.9 miles, no. But it still doesn't explain why he would drop a PIN completely in the wrong place. That I don't understand. So who knows? Who knows why people do what they do half the time? I don't know. All I'm doing is I'm commentating. Is that what it is? Commenting. I'm commenting on what is occurring. And so I would highly recommend that person to not even bother dropping a pin. If it's not working for them or they don't know how to do it, don't drop a pin. Just say you're building. It would be nice if that person would just describe how to get there. Just say, go through the right gate, make a right when you come in, go about half a way around the complex, go to the left, like that. And then it would be fine. Then at least that would guide you in, and then you wouldn't be so, lost when you first arrived. Because boy, that was not a simple drop off at all. Not at all. Oh my gosh. People can't drive. $12.05 for a 13.1 mile. No, people can't drive. All right, we've got our next one. We're gonna be going to Broken Yolk Cafe. We're gonna be getting $10.67 for 5.4 miles. Let's get on over to Broken Yolk. When I was watching other DoorDash drivers' videos on YouTube, I saw this one person. They were young, and they got some kind of opportunity to go to a job that was more in line with what they were studying in school. And so I think that when you're young, this job is really just a filler job. It's not meant to be a career for people who are young, because when you're young, you have to establish yourself into either a career that is going to be long lasting and provide benefits, retirement type plans, and vacation time, and all the perks that come with actually getting a job that requires a degree and it's with a big company. But when you're older and closer to retirement, you can do what you want because you put in the time, and you got everything you wanted out of it, and you're just about ready to retire. So that's when I would say, this job is perfect for people in my situation, because we already put in the time. It's like we've done it, so we're good financially. We're doing okay. And I think that for people who are young, if you're not going to be an entrepreneur, like this job is great if you're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to start your own business. Well, this will keep you afloat as you build your own business. But if you're somebody who wants to actually get a career with a company, then you have to let this type of work go once you find a good opportunity. But then also know that it's going to be there for you should it not work out. Should you suddenly decide you don't want to do that at all, well then just come back and start DoorDashing and wait for other opportunities to come up. For the internet, people didn't have these kinds of options. What people would do is that they would become waiters or waitresses. They just work in the food industry and do that until an opportunity came up. So for us old folk, the food service industry was our DoorDash. That's what people would do. And you'd have to establish relationships with restaurant owners so that they would know you and trust you and not mind if you disappeared, because they knew you were trying to build your career. And you could still come back. You can call them up and be like, are there any openings? Things didn't work out. But I'm glad now that things are the way they are. It is so much easier to get income than ever before. As far as I know, in the history that I've been alive, it's never been so easy to make a buck. We got the food. It was real crowded in there. That place is so popular on a Sunday morning for breakfast. We're gonna be going to a house. We got a gate code and it's a leave at the door. Let's get on it. I don't think I ever did true food service related jobs except for when I worked at Disneyland. I used to sell the popcorn and the ice cream, but I didn't really consider that to be like food service because you didn't really wait on people. You know, you didn't take people's orders and I didn't get any tips or anything like that. I got like my $5 an hour and I took the money and I gave the person whatever they were paying for. And that was it. And then I was like cleaning and counting the money and, hanging out with friends after work, that type of thing. It was not like you were schmoozing, the public and trying to get a tip. It was not, it was actually against the rules to accept any tips when you're at Disneyland. So you guys probably noticed that if you ever try to tip somebody at Disneyland, they'll tell you no, they can't take any tips because it's against the policy. Which is crazy because at the time I was thinking, my gosh, they're only paying me $5 an hour, you cheapskates. I ate my lunch earlier and earlier. I had lunch today at 8:03, I think it was, when I started making my lunch. I guess on my whole cycle of routines is kind of off kilter. I fell asleep last night, I think at around, I think I fell asleep at 4 p.m. And then I woke up. No, maybe earlier than that. I fell asleep sometime in the middle of the afternoon and then woke up at around 6 p.m. And then I was awake all the way until I think 10. Yeah, 9 or 10. And then I woke up again at around 1 in the morning. So I'm all over the place. My body just doesn't even know what's going on. So maybe that has to do with it. I think the navigation is trying to send me to an exit-only gate for this particular drop-off. I was looking at the map and I was thinking, I don't recall there being a gate entrance right there. But I could be wrong. When I get closer, I'll look because they gave me a gate code. My mind was thinking first it was a guard gated community, but since they gave a gate code, maybe that gate is there. I'll have to keep an eye out when I get closer to it. That was an exit only gate. They didn't get me. I saw it. All right, we're going to the main entrance to get into this place. Here we go. All right, there's the gate box. Let's open up this gate. I wonder if I can reach it. I can never reach it. I always have to get out of the car. This car is just too low. All right, we're on our way. This is Southern Highlands. This is another community here in Vegas. The houses here are really nice in Southern Highlands, but they don't have enough infrastructure. They don't have really very many stores. It's mostly just residential. But it's pretty. During the recession, though, it was very scary to live over here. A lot of the houses were abandoned. But now that everything's come back, it really has blossomed. It's very nice now. All right, it's coming up on the left. Let's see. I think it's the third house, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to see the numbers. Let's see. Is it this one? Is it that one? It's not that one. Did I pass it? I passed it. I passed it. We turn around. Stop right here because it's this house here on the right, so we can get you a better view. Nope. the drop-off went just fine. There was no major issues at all. Now, of course, I gotta remember how to get out of here. I'm like, how did I get in here again? I think I go this way. I think I go this way. I'm so glad there were no problems and everything went smooth. Let's see here. Did I turn here? This starting to look right. This looks right. Yep, there's the gate. All right, and the gate's open. Looks like somebody already went through. Don't close on me. Come on, go back. I don't want to have to crash into you. Open, 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 open for me. All right, while we're just waiting. Well, so far the day's been going by pretty good. We've been doing okay. There's been no problems. And if you look at the total, you can see how much money we've made so far. I don't remember when we started though. I want to say we started at a little bit before 7. Because I remember when I first turned the app on at about 6:15 a.m. there was absolutely nothing coming in. And it wasn't until just before 7, I believe, that stuff came in. So what is that? 7, it's 9:26. Let's just say 7, 8, 9. So that's 2.5 hours. And we took a little over a half an hour lunch already. So I guess we've been going, let's just say we've been going for 2 hours. So take the number that you see up there and divide it by 2 or 1.75. And we're only going to be working for about another 2 hours, just 2 more hours to go and we're done. So hopefully we'll at least hit $75 today. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Notice that I never go to the movies anymore. I think because of all the streaming services now and because of the pandemic, there's no reason to go to the movies anymore. And I don't know when I'll ever go to the movies again. It's really weird the last movie I saw was that new Godzilla movie that had come out, and it was really good. I love Godzilla. He is awesome. But that was the last movie that I actually went to the movie theater to see. And I wonder how long it's going to be before all of these movie theaters start just going out of business. Back in the 70s, all the walk-in movie theaters were going out of business because everybody was going to drive-in movies. That was the big deal. But then it all shifted in the 70s when Star Wars came out and all these. Then suddenly everybody wanted to go not to the drive-in. They wanted to see it with an audience. They wanted to hear the audience cheer and go crazy. $6.50, 2.9 miles. Albertsons, no. Yeah, and that's what brought back the walk-in movie theaters. But in the beginning of the mid or early 70s, all of the walk-in theaters were being shut down. And in fact, a lot of them were having to discount their prices. $3.75, 3.2 miles, no. I can remember going in and you could see a movie for $1 or $1.50 because they were so desperate, and they were so beautiful inside. They had all this red velvet and all these sculptures inside. It was really cool back in the day, but now they're all gone. They knocked them all down. I'm sure there's none left anymore because they're so old. I got a match, $6, 2.5 miles to go to Wendys. I'm gonna tap it, but I don't know if we're gonna get it or not. Let's see if we get it. It says confirming if you're the best match. Oh, we got it. All right, we're heading off to Wendys, everybody. And we're going to be getting, hold on, something's coming in from La Tropezine. I don't know, $10, 6.9 miles, no. Let me pause my DoorDash. And then let me tell you about the $6, 2.5 miles, Wendys. All right, everybody, let's head on over to Wendys and go get it. Yeah, I don't think the movie theaters have a future because I think that people get so much entertainment from their mobile devices that I think that satisfies their need for entertainment. And I don't know if people even anymore crave to do something with their friends anymore. It seems like everybody is just building relationships with people through their phones, which is really unusual. But I guess eventually you got to get together with people in person. So what would you do in person? Or maybe even when you have friends in person, you don't have to really meet in person, because you can play games and hang out and be in different places at the same time. So they could be in another part of the world and you're still having your friendship with them because they're there playing the game with you, or you're doing some kind of activity through the mobile device or through some kind of computer. It's a crazy world. If the Wendys is open, sometimes the employees, they don't show up, so they just don't open. So I guess I'll just go through the drive-thru, I guess, if it's not busy, and then just see if anybody answers. Let's see if they're open. This person has a funny name for their account. I'm glad it's not like profanity.
Thank you for choosing Wendys. Will you be using your rewards program today?
No, UberEats for a Mr. Krabs, it says.
For who?
It says Mr. Krabs on the is their name.
All right, last window.
Thank you. That was embarrassing. Who wants to say a silly name like that? It's like SpongeBob SquarePants' name.
There's that.
All right.
There's that. Have a good day.
Thank you too. All right, we're verifying the order. We're completing pickup. We're going to be going to a house. It's a leave at the door. All right, let's get underway. I don't know why people put these goofy names on there. It makes it so awkward for the driver to have to tell somebody that kind of name. It's silly. People are silly. Okay, it is 4 minutes away, 1.5 miles. We have a gate code. It's a leave at the door. Please don't knock or ring the doorbell. That's why this particular offer ended up in a match situation. Maybe other drivers got it, or one other driver got it and canceled it because they were just insulted that they would have to talk to the employee at the Wendys and say a silly SpongeBob SquarePants name that they felt foolish. That's possible. Somebody behind us, they might let us in. Maybe. Let's see what they're gonna do. Well, doesn't look like they have any kind of button, so I'm gonna do it. Alright, we're in. They didn't have a code. They had no code, but we had a code, and now we're in this community. I don't know how to rate this community. I would say this community is nice. This is beautiful Seven Hills. These are nice houses. I like these houses. Wouldn't like to live on a hill though. I don't like steep hills because when you get older, it's hard on the knees to be walking up these hills, and even down the hill can be hard on the knees. It would be nice if these houses were just on flat, level ground. Then you could easily go for a nice, pleasant stroll, and you could actually, walk to a place to go get something to eat or something. That's always the most ideal place to live, is a place that's really close to restaurants and stores, and the ground and the terrain is not hilly or anything. It's nice and flat, and it's a nice simple stroll to get where you want to go to. Oh, we're coming up on it. Let's see. It's gonna be on the left. Da 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 da. Here it comes. Da 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 da. I think it's gonna be the last house on the left. This one with the red car. This is it. This is it. Everyone is turning around. Let's turn it around. Let's do the routine. Let's press this button that stupid Uber puts in here and messes us up. We have arrived. A little dog, and boy, it went berserk when I approached the front door. It slammed into the front door at full force and just started going all Cujo on the door. I was like, man, if that dog was let loose, it would have tore me to shreds. I hope I never encounter any type of animals that are super dangerous. I hear these horror stories about people that get attacked by the dogs or whatever. I'm like, ooh, even people that get shot by the people, they think that they're trespassing because the person arrives at the wrong house. That happened to me one time, come to think of it. I was doing Amazon. I was delivering packages, and a guy came out with a gun, and he was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, Amazon, I'm just dropping off your package. And he goes, oh, and he had a gun in his hand. I'm like, dang, this guy was gonna blow my ass away. Well, thank God nothing happened. Got a good one. It's for Munchbox, and we just pulled into Munchbox. That was a really lucky break. Guess I'll just park right here since somebody's coming out. Oh my gosh, look, I parked and I haven't even told you what the deal is. Let me tell you all about it. Okay, it's 2 deliveries and it's for 7.9 miles. We're going to be getting $17.04. That is over double, which is excellent. But now let's see what the second place is that we have to pick up from. Both orders are here from Munchbox. That's awesome. So we'll pick up both orders here at Munchbox and then we'll start delivering. That is really cool. All right, let's go. We got another add-on to this order, which is unbelievable. We got an extra $4.50 for an extra half a mile added on to this delivery. So I got all 3 orders in the car now. We're off to the first one. It's a house and it's a leave at the door. Let's get going. There's a young kid in there all excited. I guess he's a friend of the family that are at that place. And oops, I went the wrong way. I'll make a U-turn. And so the kid, he didn't look like he was more than 18 years old at the most. And I guess he's a podcaster. And so he was all excited telling me about how he's been successful as a podcaster. And so I thought that was cool. I'm like, look, see, there's another young person using the internet to start a business doing something. I thought that was very cool. And then it was so busy. All these other drivers started coming into the Munchbox. So it's no wonder I got 3 orders, because I guess the orders were just flooding in. And so yeah, I guess today everyone's in a spending mood. Who knows why, but I'm glad, because look, it's keeping me busy. So I think that was about it. And then of course it took forever to get the 3rd order, and the first 2 orders didn't have drinks, and the 3rd order for $4.50 had a coffee, and the coffee was hot. And when I was walking out and I was opening the door, it splashed and it landed on my fingers, and it didn't burn me, but it was hot. The reason why people are getting into a good mood is that Mother's Day is coming up. We're just a few weeks away, and that's like the Super Bowl of holidays. Father's Day, everybody just acts like it's any other day, but Mother's Day, all the world stops for Mother's Day. Which is cute. Mother's Day, when I work, I always have to deliver so many orders of flowers and candy. And when Father's Day comes, it's like any other day. I don't think I deliver anything special at all. Remember when I was a kid, we never ate any vegetables. And I think the only kind of vegetables we ate were lettuce, iceberg lettuce, and tomatoes. I went to my friend's house one time, and I was only probably about 6 years old, I think. And I went to the house, and they asked me if I wanted to stay to have dinner at the house. And I was just the neighborhood kid, because back then kids would just roam the streets. So I roamed the streets, and my friend's mother invited me to dinner, and I think they were Armenian, I think. And then they said I watched the mother bake bread, like. They had a bowl, and like letting the dough rise, and I saw the fresh bread coming out of the oven, and I was completely mesmerized. I'm like, what is happening? I don't see this in my house. And then when they served dinner, they served me a salad, and I looked at the salad, and all of the greens in there, they looked like leaves that came off of a tree. And I thought, oh my God, are they trying to poison me? Because I was so clueless. In another fancy community here at Anthem, they have a combination of houses and townhomes here. I don't know how well they do on parking here, but the houses are real cute here. All right, it's gonna be, I think, this first house on the left. I've been here before. Doesn't look like they have any place for me to park today though. Oh wait, here's one parking spot. I'll just park right here and then I'll film walking up to the door. All right. That's dropped off. The next one is going to be 1 minute from here, 0.3 miles, also a house, also a leave at the door. Let's go. All right, let's see where this one is.
Drop off on the right.
We're getting close. Here we are. We have just one more to go. 6 minutes away, 3.1 miles, also a house, leave at the door, and we have a gate code. All right, let's go drop off the last one. That guy's coffee was sloshing around back there in my cup holder, and now it's all dirty. I gotta make sure to clean it. Because you know, when you're driving the coffee, I think the guy filled the coffee up too high. So I'm driving around, it was sloshing. So it sloshed, but I don't think it stained anything because the cup holder, you know, everything's just plastic. So I just wipe it up with a wet rag when I get home before it dries or before it just sits there too long and then starts to smell like garbage.
Then turn right on Neptune Drive.
Woo! We're at the gate.
Right on Neptune Drive. Then turn left on Asa Street.
All right, enter the code. Opening, and we're entering in the community. This is a nice community. I wouldn't mind living here, but I'm sure it's a pain in the butt to get in and out because you saw that road that I turned on. That's really the main road to get in and out of here. That's a busy road.
Turn left on Asa Street.
I don't know if I'd like that at all. Oh, and then they're next to these apartments. Oh no, I wouldn't like that either. But I like that they're single story. And they're cute. The style, I like the style of these houses.
Turn left on Rosie Farina Place.
Very nice.
Oh,
Well, here's some 2 stories. Looks like in this particular neighborhood, they group the 2 stories with all together in the single stories. So that way nobody towers over your house, I guess. That's nice. Yeah, this is not a bad place.
Turn right on Dorado Seaport. Then drop off on the right.
$3.08, 3.1 miles, no. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. It's this one right here. Here we are. Let's drop it off. It has 2 different ways to get out. $8 for 3.2 miles. That sounds good. It's in the Costco shopping center though, but I guess we'll have to figure it out. Let's see which way it wants me to go. Oh, looks like it wants me to go right. All right, well, I'll go this way if you say this is the best way to go. I don't know. I'm just following what you say, navigation. Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it unless I know better. It's the Farmer Boys where I got in trouble because they didn't give me the drink. I better check to see if they got any drinks. I don't want to get in that situation again. That was terrible. That was super terrible. Let me look, because I already know where this Farmer Boys is. So let's see what they ordered. Is there any drinks? I don't see any drinks. There must not be any drinks because usually with DoorDash, the moment you look at the items, it pops up, don't forget the drinks. But Uber doesn't do that, or it didn't do it to me anyway. It didn't pop up the last time when I got in trouble for not paying the people the drinks. Oh, that was terrible. Costco is so crazy busy all the time. I would never come to this Costco on a Sunday, and yet everybody does, which is, I don't understand. It's like, if you know how busy Costco is on a Sunday, wouldn't you go on just on another day? I don't understand why people. I guess a lot of people, they just have all the free time in the world, and they don't care how crowded or how long they have to wait because they got nothing better to do, I guess. But I sure as heck would not come to Costco on a Sunday. That is the craziest thing you could possibly do, because it'll take forever to get out. I mean, just to find parking would take forever. All right, well, I'll show you the sign. This will save me a step. Let's see if you can see the sign that says Farmer Boys. There it is. Ba-ba, you just saw where we are at. I don't need to film again. Ta-da! I had a really good one come in. And technically, I think I could have taken it because this drop-off is only 2 miles away. It was like $18 for 4.9 miles. But whatever, I'm not going to be greedy. It's like, don't be greedy. It's all good. So we got the food, 5 minutes away, 1.9 miles. Leave at my door. It's an apartment. We have a gate code. And they give me a building number and the directions on how to get to their building. All right, we're good. Let's go. Yeah, that would have been a great order. Super good. I just don't want to F anything up. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day and I don't want to jinx it. It's like, just keep going with the flow. $18 would have been nice, but we got a good order right now for the miles. It's only like $8, but still a good order. You know, just keep on keeping on, and don't worry, another good order is always around the corner. We just did a good order. I think we got like, the last one we got, I think we got like $24, maybe $25. So, or was it 22? I think it was 16 plus 4. Oh, I think it was like 21, 22. But that's still pretty good for one delivery, and it was not hard at all. So, yeah, don't get greedy. If you do this job, don't try to, I mean, unless you have to. I think if I wasn't doing the video, I probably would be more aggressive. But, you know, when you do the video, you have to focus part of your brain on, you know, making conversation, and not just 100% on strategizing, like looking at the map and you know, figuring out where drop-offs are to get them all like in the same position. So, yeah. I gotta remember that half of my job is delivery and the other half is doing my YouTube. They're like I have like a hybrid job. This is truly like a hybrid job now that I think about it. I am doing two types of revenue generating material right now, or like material or production. My production processes are dual fold. There's it's two different things happening at the same time for productivity. But I turned Uber on in the background because maybe something else good will come in. It really feels like today's like a hot day. It's like there's just a lot of opportunities going on today. So I put it on in the background because we're only 0.8 miles from the apartment complex. So I can leave it open in case another really good opportunity comes in, like the one we just missed. See how I'm still thinking about it? I guess I'm thinking about that money. Like, I wanted that money. Well, we lucked out. We got into the community. Just barely. Some guy was blocking us. But we're almost there. We made it. Oh, $11.13 for 6.1 miles. I think that's a good one. Don't you guys think that's a good one? 6, yeah, that's a good one. Let me take a screenshot of it. And let me accept it. All right, it's accepted. Let's drop off this DoorDash one. And hopefully we can find the building. Oh, it's this building right here. We're here. Let's park it.
Additional instructions are provided in the Dasher app.
That's delivered. Now we're off to Broken Yolk to get that $11.13 for 6.1 miles. And the drop-off was uneventful, except, of course, I went the long way around the building, but that's normal. Every time. You can always count on me to go the wrong way and it to be the last building, the last apartment that is around the building, and I always take the longest way around. We may do just one more after this because we're going to be deep into Anthem, way up there, far from home. So we may do one more. It just depends how busy the Broken Yolk is, how fast they give us the order, and of course whatever obstacles we were going to encounter once we get up to Anthem, because there's still plenty of situations up there that are going to be, that could be roadblocks for us finishing before 11:30. I think I have too much content for this one. I'm going to have to edit it down. I said a lot of dumb things too in the morning. I was talking about some kind of philosophical baloney about something. I don't know. I'm gonna remove that from the video, especially if it goes too long. And I don't even think I completed my thought when I did it. And I don't even think I want to complete my philosophical thought now because it's just too out there. Right, I got the broken, what is it called? Broken Yolk. I got Broken Yolk, and now we got another one. We gotta go to Einstein Bagels for I don't know how much money, but I'm glad it's the last one. I'm getting tired. It's 11:08. I want to go home. I don't care how much money it is. I'll just go home. The Einstein is going to be $7.90 more for 4.6 miles. And we're so far up deep in Anthem that wherever the heck it's going to take us, it's going to be fine. So let's head on over to Einstein Bagels and let's wrap this day up. There was no waiting for the order. It was ready to go. 9 minutes away, 4.5 miles, a house, corner house with the red door, and then they just repeat their address. Stopped all requests, so nothing else can come in because we are wrapping up. Come on, lady, make that U-turn. I gots to go. It's 11:13 a.m. Somehow magically I will be home by 11:30. I won't. I probably won't be home till noon. Gosh darn it. I got greedy. I wanted to take that one more order because it just came in, and I'm like, wow, Einstein Bagels is just right here. And I didn't even look to see if the route will take us closer to home or not. I hope it does. Well, I looked on the map, and no, it doesn't take us closer to home. It just takes us deeper into Anthem. But that's fine. We'll just cruise our way home and just enjoy the nice long cruise home, knowing that we made good money today. I'm sure we hit over $100 today. You guys know, you can see it up in the numbers. I don't know, but I'm sure we did, because we got a lot of good orders today. And I was going nonstop. I didn't even get a chance to go to the restroom. So that tells me right there that we did good. Yeah. You know those people that hold those signs at the street corner and flip them? You know what I'm talking about? Where it says, you know, new homes over here and all that, and it has like an arrow. Well, there's a guy on the corner, and I'm not going to show him because that's rude, but I'll tell you what he's doing. He has the sign just laying on the ground, and he's dancing. He's just dancing and going crazy. Oh, he picked up the sign. I think his hands are tired from holding the sign. So he decided that the best thing for him to do is to just set the sign down so his hands could have a break from holding the sign, but he would attract attention to himself by just dancing a fool. So he was dancing, but the sign was just laying on the ground. And I'm sure the people that hired him, they did not say you could set the sign down and just dance around for a while. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know how much money those jobs pay for them to do that. I don't know if they make really good money doing that or not. It seems like a really hard job. I can't even imagine doing it even for 15 minutes, let alone for how many hours they got to stand there throwing that sign up in the air and waving at people. You can see we are up deep in Anthem. You always know how far we are by the fact that you can see nothing but mountains and houses and signs about new construction. We are far, 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 far away. Man, that person was aggressive. They're gonna get in an accident at the traffic circle. It's like nobody has any patience. It's like, you'll get your turn, guy. You'll get your turn to get into the circle. Don't rush it. You just cause an accident, then we're all gonna come to a standstill. Yeah, look at us. We're in the middle of nowhere. I'm glad I took that other one because it even though it is still deep in Anthem, it's still gonna get me closer to home. Audi? Okay, here we go. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. All right, we're almost there. We got 0.1 miles. Let's see, and this is gonna be the broken Yolk that we're gonna be dropping off. Right here, and address number, and it's a leave at the door. It's gonna be the corner house coming up after the stop sign.
Drop off on the right.
Make sure there's a four-way stop. Yes, it is. It's a four-way stop. Confirm the address number. Confirmed. All right, that was a easy delivery, and now we gotta go 4.4 miles, 11 minutes from here to drop off at another house, and there's no other instructions other than leave it at the door. Let's go. It's the last one. Yeah. If you guys get the yeah reference, it's from I don't remember his name. There was a guy running for president, and because he went yeah at the end, people thought he was too unprofessional or too kooky, and that hurt his chances to become the next president. And I can't remember what his name was, but it was funny when they showed it on the news. It was back in the day. It was way back in the day. I don't even remember who he was running against, but it was funny. Guy that goes, yeah, he's like, we're gonna go to Philadelphia, then we're gonna go to Chicago, and then we're gonna go this, and they go, yeah, and they kept showing it during the presidential election way in the past. What was his name? I can't remember it. People got so upset that he was getting too excited about talking about all the during the speech with all the people around him, and he just seemed like he was getting hysterical. I just can't remember what his name is. Put it in the comments if you remember. Remember, it's Howard Dean. Howard Dean was the one who goes, yeah! Now I remember. I feel so much better now. All right, we're in the rich $1 million community. So I'll turn the camera because you guys like to see how the other half lives. So let's check it out. Let's check out and see how the rich people live in their fancy houses. I don't think these are as fancy as some of the places we've been. We've been to some spectacular $1 million, multi-million dollar homes. I mean, these are nice. These are nice. I can't say these are ugly. They're not ugly. But as far as like how much space is between each house and the uniqueness of each house, I don't think it can compare to some of the other places we've been, like that Ascaya. I think that Ascaya is just like you're living in a fantasy world. This is just, you know, high end. This is a high end community. Definitely $1 million. But not the top tier, not the one at the very top. You can still get better than this in this town. This is just considered to be wealthy, but not filthy rich. Not the filth. Not when you're just full of dirty money. So much money, it just drips off of you. It's coming up. They're at the top. They're almost at the top of this hill. And it's just a leave at the door. And it's just the Einstein Bagels, so it's nothing serious. I'm just glad it's the last one. I'm ready. It's already 11:35. I should be home. Not doing this. Greedy. That's what me. I got too greedy. Let's see. Is it this one? No. One more? This one. Okay, let me turn around. Oh, I like this. What is this called? A portico or port? I don't know what this is called. What? You know, it's like a little archway for you to drive your car to the back. There's a name for it. I just can't remember right now. The neurons are going. All right, we're here. Something else. That was a lot. That was a lot today, everybody. A lot. I can't remember how I got in here. I'm gonna have to put on my Google Maps. I know I turned somewhere. Is it Josephine? I don't remember. Do I turn? Yeah, I guess I turn here. Yeah, it says towards Josephine. All right. Got a little turned around here, people.
400 feet, turn right onto 5th Avenue.
Oh man, that was something, huh?
Turn right onto
A lot of beautiful homes up here, everybody. What a gorgeous home. What gorgeous properties. I think I turned too soon. That's all right.
Turn left onto Cyrano Street.
I was hoping that we could see some more fantastic homes before we say our goodbyes. Because I have a few people that watch the videos and they just like seeing all the fancy homes we have here in Vegas. There is no shortage of mesmerizing houses here in Vegas. I'll say that. We don't lack in stylish homes, that is for sure. Well, if you look up at the total, you can see how much money we made, and also you can see how many hours we worked and the hourly rate. And you can see we did very well today, very well. We drove approximately 68 miles today, and we got 60.4 miles to the gallon. So just by the miles alone, I know we did damn good. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now. Beautiful view. There you go. Now we got at least some scenery for the moment. Whoa, for the moment. Oh, it's going away again.